ready?
Yes, indeed. Was that 1-1 Cole that you were playing?
This is.
That's 1-1-1 call, but there's others.
There's several. I think there's 5. One is the slow. They call it yambu.
I like. Well, it's a perfect lead-in to your story.
Oh! Are we ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you for a little warm cold.
Hi there. My name is Odie Hawkins.
Hi, Odie Hawkins.
Hi there.
Hi there.
All joking aside.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a
In-house joke, family joke.
Once upon a time.
In a moment in time.
It's a secret joke. It's sort of in.
In a moment in time.
But, once upon a time, I did write a column for the African Times newspapers, and I found out it was not 96 to 98, it was 96 to 99.
Oh, okay.
It was almost 3 years. And these columns covered everything that I considered Afrocentrically important and correct and whatever. And the editor, Charles Ansham, was kind of up for that. He never troubled me about what it was I was doing. The only thing he would suggest is that I would not be bugging him so much for pay, which I did. That's not the story altogether.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, the columns, I'm finding out, run parallel to what we have happened today, what's going on today, and that is what I'm reading. And this particular column was written in May of '99, and I'm calling it A Touch of Pan Africanism.
Gotcha.
A touch of Pan Africanism.
Gotcha.
Not a dash,
but a touch. Ah.
It would be difficult. Let me clear my throat with some of this wonderful black tea.
Uh-huh.
Wow, it goes out easy.
Almost as good as the one we had at the Shuru today.
At the Sura.
Sura. Yeah, Sura.
We stopped at a Korean restaurant today to buy a couple of lunches for 2 wonderful Korean grandmothers we know. One owns the cleaners and does sewing. The other owns the sewing shop and does no cleaning.
But repairs, alterations.
Enemies, but we don't know that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we decided to treat them to some Korean food from the Sura restaurant on Atlantic. We bought Mrs. Soon bibimbap, Chinese,
vegetarian,
Korean food, and Mr. Long, galbi.
Right.
I hope I pronounced that right. Galbi. And cheese meat. So
was a wonderful experience, and the person who's in charge there, Cesar Rocha, was very helpful.
Cesar Rocha.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, his Mexican maitre d' in a Korean restaurant.
Right.
Go figure.
Anyway, he served us some tea while we waited, and it was a lovely experience all the way around. Okay. Well, on with the reading.
Good job. On with the reading. I'll use that. It would be difficult to ignore La Tunisia Njinga Williams, no matter where you saw her. About 5, 6 or so, wonderfully shaped, like she was raised in the front row of a Taibo class, but admits, I've never done any exercise in my life. I used to play hooky from gym class. plum black, as dark as the skin you see on the bodies of Africans whose bloodlines have not been polluted or contaminated. Pretty sparkling eyes and white teeth with that precious gap between the upper fronts and the contagious dimples at the corners of her lush mouth, a gorgeous 25-year-old sister. I'm still waiting for Mr. Wright, you know what I'm saying? We crossed tracks in the checkout line of Food for Less. Less food for you, someone jokes. In the hall, in the Han Mall, Compton, a half-dozen times before we exchanged words. What do you use that for? She asked me, with a slight smirk in her lovely face and a sarcastic tone in her voice. I cook with it. With coconut milk? Are you serious? She thought that was one of the funniest things she'd ever heard of. A grown man cooking with milk? Hard to say which demon it was that whispered into my left ear. That's this one. Mm-hmm. Invited her to dinner, give her a taste of coconut milk. I did just as my demon ordered, and after vehemently reassuring me that she was definitely not in the habit of accepting dinner invitations from strangers in the checkout counter, she cautiously accepted my invitation.
Very nice.
After all, we lived just down the street from each other. We were neighbors, and I got the impression she didn't feel that a man who cooked his food in coconut milk could be too dangerous. Friday, 7:30 p.m., we were on. I didn't feel absolutely certain that she would keep the date, but decided to think positively and prepared curried jumbo shrimp and coconut milk, steamed some basmati rice, and I had a little green salad, and I was going to ease it all down with a bottle of Bourgueil from Trader Joe's. Guess who came to dinner? La Tunisia. I didn't know you had a sister. And we go everywhere together.
Got that right.
Oh, well.
A little caution.
We had a delightful dinner. They ate all the swimps.
Mm-hmm. I bet
And
they
enjoyed a beautiful after-dinner conversation. It seems that La Tunisia and her sister, Senegala, Mom likes the sound of the African countries. Our oldest brother is named Sudan. However, despite the Afrocentric sounding names and all, La Tunisia and her sister Senegala's were years away from being Afrocentric. Afrocentric? What's that all about? Simply, to abbreviate a long story, the tail end of the evening we spent wagging our tongues about what an African American is. Now just a minute, brother O'Fanny. You're talking of some stuff we've never heard before. African Cubans, most people still say Afro-Cubans. African Brazilians, African Peruvians, African Venezuelans, African Colombians, is that right? Colombians, African Nicaragua, what that is? African Nicaraguans, African Mexicans, all of them. All of us are African Americans, Africans in the New World. What do you think those black people in Jamaica, Barbados, Antigua, Martinique, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Hawaii, Polynesia, Melanesia, and all the rest of those islands came from? Wow, we better be careful around you. You will have us believing that they have African people all over the planet, even in the Arctic. Who do you think Matthew Henson was? The evening ended with gracious hugs and fervent declarations to do it again. You know, that coconut milk wasn't bad. It was like having special kind of cream on the shrimps. You got that right, sister. Exactly. 4 days later, I saw La Tunisia in the parking lot at the mall. Hey, brother man! Brother man! She shouted across the distance that separated us, which is about 2 cars. I just came back from the library. I checked out the country where my name come from. That's great, I shouted back. And me and Senegala are going to make some gumbo with that coconut milk this Saturday. You want to come? Gumbo with coconut milk?
Not past.
What time should I come? About 7, and bring some of that dry tasting wine you had. It wasn't too bad. Not bad at all. The unself-conscious Afrocentrics still will save the Pan-African world, no doubt about it. All they have to do is learn how to burn the milk. And that's where that ended.
Okay.
I'm going to say that, excuse me, your turn.
No, please, continue.
No, I was just going to say, I found that taking little ordinary events that happen in the supermarket, you know, were really worthwhile writing columns about. And I think it took a minute for the publisher, Brother Ancham, to accept that. Like I say, he never gave me any grief about it, but you say, you know, you think this is worth a column? You think people will read it? Sure. I mean, who are you selling your newspaper to?
Regular folks.
And it stemmed from that. I'm going to keep going, starting against next Monday.
Okay.
Today is Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the next few days before it rains again in California, which is an unheard of thing happening.
This is
But
so true.
happening.
This is
And
so
we're
true.
going to continue with something I'm calling Kigali versus Kosovo. Kigali
Fantastic.
versus Kosovo. During the same time that they were having massacres in Kigali, in the Congo, they were having a war in Kosovo. And who got the notice of what was happening? A little bit like what's going on right now with the situation in Gaza, where the Israelis seem to be trying to rev themselves up for a genocide, full-fledged. I mean, people are already starving to death. It's such an old-fashioned way to wage war that a lot of people in the modern era can't believe that you would have a superior nation with arms and so forth starve another people to death. It's a very hard way to die. You know, all of your body's strengths are eaten up from the inside out. The fact that the Israelis are Jews leaves me feeling bewildered, because I've seen enough pictures of Jewish concentration camp survivors who starved in Auschwitz and Buchenwald and Theresienstadt and Dachau. I've seen enough of those pictures to know what a starving body looks like. I don't see how any person of Jewish... Well, let me leave that alone, because it makes me feel so bad and sad. I'm going to continue.
All right. Soon, I guess within the coming months, your new website will be up. The book, Quadrant Balls and Right Moments, is out now, and we should have our copy sometime this week. And you're just writing on, which is marvelous.
I love you, Zola.
I love you too, Odie.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.